music or, again, sales, you're out there making money. But for some people who may be interested in tips or, want to improve, a lot of the people that you see here are self-sufficient in their art in some way. So they are going to enlighten us, tell us a little bit about their story, and then just a couple questions. So I'm going to start with one of the most awesome women that I know. By the way, this girl could probably kick your ass, and that is not an exaggeration at all. Sitting next to me is the next American Ninja Warrior, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Crystal Salas.
All right.
Oh, and she's Mike, so probably think Jenny's on. Okay, cool.
All right, hi everyone. My name is Crystal Salas, of course.
Hello.
Hello. I guess a little bit about me is I like my current job right now is I'm a personal trainer, and I train like OCR, obstacle course race, like Spartan races, and Ninja Warriors. And then I actually got on to season 11 of a Ninja Warrior this year. So
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's my program.
Top 5 women right here.
And I got your back.
Awesome. And then, thank you. Sitting next to her is an author and just an all-around awesome human being, Theron Langhorn. He'll explain to you a little bit about the type and styles that he writes and a little intro.
All right. My name's Theron, and I've been writing children's stories since I was in elementary school and junior high, and then about over 11 years ago, I decided to write a story because I've always loved The Goonies. That was my favorite all-time book and all-time movie. And
I
I've
got
always
the
wanted
munchies.
to write a sequel to it, and I never did it. So I thought, I read Harry Potter, I read Riordan stories, Percy Jackson, Miss Peregrine, and I think if they can do it, why can't I do it? So I started writing a story. It took me 6 years to do it. And I just started getting influence from Goonies, Star Wars, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I just put the story together, and I started and stopped, and started and stopped, and restarted again. And I finally finished my book in 2015, and I self-published it as an ebook on Amazon. And so that's last year, just last year, I decided to make it like a full-on printed book, because you can actually go in CreateSpace and self-publish your own book. And so that's what I did. And most of the energy I'm using now is just to market the book, just to get the word out there that I have a book out.
And again, everyone is very good about introducing themselves, but music extraordinaire. This girl wrote a song that made me cry. Jenny and I went to Cal State LA together, and she's super talented, y'all. I mean, music writing, songwriting, like lyrics, all, you name it. This girl, you got to see her musical. That I'm serious. I have that song on my phone and I still cry. I listened to the one that she wrote, and again, that's the kind of movement that is injected into all of her art. So, Jenny Lopez.
Hi, my name is Jenny Lopez. I also go by Jenny Marie when I perform. I am a musician, and that's what I'm working on right now. Is our project is Hold Out as a band. And I also work as a musical theater talent. I just finished up a show that was a 6-month run of Lizzie, which is a punk rock musical about Lizzie Borden. And it's actually going to New York in August, so I'm very excited.
All right.
Towards Broadway, which I'm very happy to be a part of it. And then I also work behind the scenes in production entertainment as a production coordinator, so I help coordinate music videos and promos and commercials and stuff. So yeah.
And sitting next to her is a firecracker that I have known for probably, I would at least say 2 decades, maybe less, because I don't think either of us are that old. We can't be 20. Anyway, Angel Griffin is like, again, if you can climb it, I don't know if you do parkour, but you probably could. In fact, don't you have that studio?
Yeah.
Put a pin in it. But this girl, like I said, very energetic, very, very, very full of strength. So, in more ways than one. Without further ado.
Hi, my name is Angel Griffin. I run a entertainment company. We specialize in circus, dance, stunt, and fire. I personally breathe fire, eat fire, spin stairwell, do aerial silks, parkour. I was also a Ninja Warrior about 5 years ago. So I do a little bit of everything, but the main thing I'm focused on right now is the entertainment company and trying to get out into corporate events. Yeah, that's, I guess, the summary.
Okay.
I'm living in
And then
the wrong
last
generation.
but most certainly not least, we have Deanna Nicole Baxter. I don't know what she goes by on the stage, but I just think that's like the most perfect name in the world for this business. And again, formidable talent, director. People keep saying, where are all the women directors? Raise your hand if you're a woman director. There you go, 3 out of 5, not bad. Anyway, so again, she'll tell you about her film in a little bit, but a little bit about just an intro to her, and she can say hi.
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 Yes, I am a storyteller. So sometimes that's as an actress, other times as a director, sometimes as a writer, oftentimes as a producer for other stories I'm passionate about to help tell. I've been in the business, started as an actress, and have had great success and great lows. You know, these are cyclical things, being an artist. Most recently, I had my directorial debut last weekend, actually, in New York for my short film Epigenetics.
All right.
That's exciting. I'm really interested in trauma as an opportunity for transformation. So epigenetics deals with that in some instances, and I'm also a Kundalini yoga instructor. And my 5 and 10 class series also looks at trauma in the body and how to transform that and use it as an opening for change. So I think that's about it.
Yes. Okay, so thank you. So that I don't keep yelling across the room and I can use my professional inside voice, we're going to continue on. Again, each of these artists and entertainers and entrepreneurs up here has had some trauma. I think that's interesting that you bring that up as a point of making something transformative. I think that's the most powerful thing you can do with your art, is to take things that would otherwise make you bitter and hard and in pain and blossom from that, really. So if everyone wants to do about 1 to 2 minutes of how you've gotten to this point, I'm going to kind of combine the first 1 and 2 questions of how did this emerge for you as an art? Was it out of necessity, or and then combine that with your story. So we'll just kind of answer those 2 questions at the same time. What got you into what you're doing? And if any of that was painful, how did you emerge from that?
Well, since you handed the mic to me, I'll just answer that. I've always loved theme parks when I was little, since I was 6 years old, and I still want to build a theme park, but I'm now 43 years old, and I told myself when I was younger that when I turn 40, I'm going to be starting to build my theme park. Life does not go the way you want it to, and so I'm not in a position where I want to be right now. I still want to be an artist. I still want to design theme parks. I want to be a conceptual illustrator. But I'm stuck at a restaurant working right now. So it's not, life isn't going the way I planned it to, but you still have to push ahead and do what you want to do out of life. Because if you don't do what you want to do, you're not living, you're just existing. And so I'm still focused on getting my book out, because this is something I've always wanted to do. And I'm still focused on getting my art out there, but you have to work at it, because it's an everyday struggle just to get yourself out there. This is basically another job that you have to do, because marketing yourself is a job, it's a full-time job. It requires a lot of money and a lot of talent, a lot of skill, and lots of time, because that's the only way you're going to get somewhere, is to market yourself. So I'm struggling with it. It's not a major trauma in my life, I don't call it that, but I think most of the time I'm like my own worst enemy, because I have a lot of things that overwhelm me, and I sometimes forget that I don't have enough power to. I do have enough power to do what I want to do, but sometimes I forget that, and I get really frustrated and angry, and I just feel like giving up. But you can't let that happen. So just keep pushing on. Oh, you're right too.
Well, who's walked?
Okay.
But it's whoever wants to.
Yeah, any responses to
I just want to say thank you for being honest and vulnerable. I think too often in this industry, specifically the entertainment industry, and now just culturally with Instagram culture and what have you, we're getting the highlights of people's lives. We don't often talk about really just what it is to be a human being with wants, needs, dreams, disappointments. Most artists I know are not living off of their art full time. Most artists are juggling so that they can eat as well as do their art. For years, I won an accolade and I thought, I have this golden statue, now my life's gonna change. And it did not, I was still bartending, right, at the time. And I think it's really important that we talk about those things because the illusion is very different, right? Even now, I mean, I went and started working for an entertainment tech startup. I've been with them for about 7 years, and I'm going out of that. There was lots of blessings with them at that. Got to travel the world. It provided some flexibility to my schedule. I still made films while I was working there. Still acted. Still on TV. Blah 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 blah. But you're also only one person. It takes a lot of energy to keep the juggle up,
Tell me about it.
And I think over time as an artist, you start to get really clear of what success really means for you and what's important, right? Because I think at first, at least for me, I can only speak for myself. I was like, okay, success looks like this. I have success still is I have a big platform, right, to make big impact. That's still success. Yeah. But it was very much guys behind being famous and having my Beamer and this and that and and all this money. But it's like, yeah. And then you work a job that gives you a lot of money and you're like, oh, it's not about that. It's really, really about feeling like you're being utilized and being a contributor and having impact. So, I just wanted to thank you for being honest because I don't think we talk about that. And also say hashtag it's never too late.
That's right.
Ages, honey, and you're like, yo, my life wasn't supposed to be like this. Man, I got no man.
Yeah, I'm 79. Yes.
Hold on, You're breathing, you have purpose.
And that's what I was just telling Barry about earlier, because I was just at work last week and just thinking to myself, because I had like a really bad situation, a really bad event go on, and I was so upset that I was at work and I just started crying, and I didn't see it coming, and it was just like a lot of things hit me from different angles. Like my car just broke down, I had to spend $600 on it. I hurt my wrist, and I was like on my job, and when I was younger, I did not picture myself to be in this position at this age. I pictured myself to be somewhere grander and much more successful and much more happier. But I'm still not dead. I'm not dead. I can still get there. I'm still
That part. That part.
Going. So I'm not gonna give up.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep
Don't
going.
give up.
Good. Yes. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Can you hear her?
Yeah, I might.
Okay.
Yeah, so with that, something that I've kind of taken into consideration, with my life and where my life has led me, is a lot of the struggles and the challenges that you have in your life basically prepare you for that success and that greatness. So the person that you need to be to actually have those successes, you've got to get there through struggle. It doesn't happen with things given to you throughout life. So my story is I actually come from the foster care system. My family was domestically violent, into drugs, and I was living in a house. I'm an only child, and so I was living in a house with no electricity, no food in the house, and social services took me, and it was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to my family. It cleaned up my family, cleaned up my parents, and it prevented me from, going down a path that I didn't really think was possible until I became older. And as an adult, I realized what could have happened. And, I could have ended up pregnant, I could have ended up not graduating high school. There's a lot of things that were headed down that direction. And through foster care, I actually got into martial arts. And that's the first time that I was actually an instructor at the studio and realized that I loved helping other people. And that's kind of transpired throughout my life at this point. I continued to move and grow and go in whatever direction I could to help others. And that blossomed into 15 years of dance experience where I was competing and performing and teaching people how to dance, and that led to OCR racing, and then now I coach somewhere. I coach at a gym that's philosophy behind it is that everybody loves everybody. So everybody knows everybody's names. It's a real family and a community of people that really enjoy just being around each other, and that's huge. So to kind of get here was not the easiest path. I'm not gonna lie. There were a lot of times where there were times I was sleeping in my car. There were times that I went through severe heartbreak. There are times that, and it's hard as an only child. There were so many times that I wish I had a sibling so I could talk to them about things that were going on. Because you get to this point where it's just you. Like I look at my parents and I'm like, wow, like I'm in charge of eventually taking care of them at some point. Like it's just me. But like with the whole American Ninja Warrior thing, like it's a goal that I had for 3 years, but I can promise you that like did not get there like with any like there was a lot of sacrifice that got me there. There were a lot of sacrifices. Missed birthdays, missed weddings, like training, like hands torn multiple times, like injuries. And I guess like my point with this is that all of those struggles had to happen in order to get me to the place that I could potentially be on.
It makes you appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Because it took you so long to get there. You have to work so hard to get what you want, but it makes you appreciate it once you get it. And once you get it, you're going to strive to maintain it.
Yeah. And the person I was 3 years ago was not ready for what I experienced this year. Absolutely not.
Learning experience.
Yeah.
There's an idea that you pour into the bucket. That's like my motto this year, where it's like everything, and I'm so happy this came up, that everything that you think, oh, this is where my big break is, or it's like, it all adds up, but not in the way you think in a lot of ways. And so all those twists and turns, all that, again, why didn't I get that promotion, or why, this man left me, or whatever it is. And suddenly you realize you didn't get that promotion because you don't like that industry. That man's a jackass, and he's probably doing different things, or woman. I do realize now though that again, if it had not been for those low moments, that moment where you finally listen to that inner voice, we try so often to push that, like you said, our own idea of success, our own idea of what it's going to look like when we get to that point where we're done. And again, all you can really do is pour into that bucket and hope that at some point you saved up enough. You left it all out there, you put that energy out there, and you know what? If it's not today, if it's not tomorrow, my opportunity is going to come. And at that point, I will be ready. Mm-hmm. The me that I was last year, I wouldn't have put this together. I wouldn't have known how to get in contact. You're just so, at some point floundering. And until you find your tribe, thank you guys, but until you find that community that really understands you and opens you up to different risks and failures, you can't grow until you've broken something. Yeah, unfortunately. Which, leads us into, unless anybody wants to round this off. Yes, I was about to say, I think two people round this off.
I actually kind of wanted to say a little bit. It's kind of funny that this topic came up because I was talking to my friend, like, I don't know what I'm going to give as a tip. I was like, the best tip, he's like, what would you tell someone? I was like, you're going to hate your life for a second. And he's like, that's depressing. I was like, no, but for real, like, you go out there, like me as a performer, I was a professional performer. I was traveling the world. I was, teaching internationally. I was working, on stage with, Katy Perry and, like, big people. And then I got injured, and then I got thrown into this industry, and I wanted to keep performing. That's my backstory. Is like I got injured, and I wanted to keep performing, and I wanted to stay in the entertainment and just keep bringing joy to people. I love going out there, throwing down, and then seeing people go, oh, I could do that. Like she did that. She's super tiny. I could do that. I'm stronger than her. Whatever. Like inspire people.
Yeah.
But then like you go out there and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna start this company. I think it'll be fun. And it's not.
Let me go out there and start this company. That's how it happens, and it's not.
It's not. You hit trials and you end up like begging friends for help all the time, and you're just like it in a way it builds relationships. It shows you who your real friends are. It also strengthens you and your character. It teaches you like how you need to interact. And one of the biggest things that we say when we have performance is don't be a dick. You know, if you're a diva or a dick, then like no one's gonna like you, no one's gonna want to work with you in the future. And a lot of times, being put under super intense pressure, it really shows your true character. And you're like, oh man, I need to do some changes to myself. I had no idea how many changes I was gonna need to do in order to make this company work. And that was just like, it's a part of it. It's like the hard work actually. If you're gonna start a company, you need to be prepared. Like you may think it's gonna be all fun and fancy, like at the end, or maybe you'll get a Benz or something, and then but the amount of work you have to put in to get there, it's real.
Right. Jenny?
Can I
Oh,
say
yes.
for a second? Okay. I'm gonna be pretty quick because I feel like everybody made so many good points. I think for me, one of the biggest mottos I have in life that I never listen to is that everything happens for a reason, and it's sort of like the reasons that you think they are not. Your path sort of builds itself, and you really just have to believe in your instincts, and you have to believe in yourself, because the second that you base your opinions off of everybody else is the second that you're going to lose yourself, and you don't want to let that happen. I know for me, it's like the struggle between working in production and then also trying to pursue my music and trying to find the happy balance of that, because like trying to make your money and then also trying to make money with your art, and that is the hardest thing, because I love both of them so much, but I know in my heart what I want the most out of it, which is music. And so I just think it's really a matter of like everything happens for a reason. You just need to like tell yourself that, because eventually you will find your success. Maybe not the success you thought like it would be, but it will be. You will find your success.
That's a good note. I think this is a good way to change gears. Change gears. Thank you. I think there are projects that we get on that we get through, to say the least. And then there are projects that, again, they're our brain baby. That's our passion. That's what we are going to pour, again, every ounce of our energy and time and love into. Theron, we know your book and your dreams. I would like to talk about each of your current most inspiring projects. Like, not the ones that you're like, okay, this is on the back burner, but like maybe something that you think in the next quarter and the next year that you would love to see that come to life.
I'll start. Are you going?
Cool. Thank you.
You're sitting at 650, by the way.
Thank you, 650.
So a couple of things that I've been working on or had in the works that I'm actually now pursuing now is, so I work with a couple of charity companies as well. One is called Human Options, which works with domestic violence families. And so I've started to work with them. Now, our gym specifically, like, actually does a fundraiser for them every year, where it's called like a Fitness on Fire showdown. So there's like teams of 6, and like they compete against each other. And this year we had about 25 teams. It's huge. A lot of people.
6, yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of people. But they compete. Yeah. They compete in like different obstacles, like minute rope climbs, or 4-minute push-up challenge, or stuff like that. And then like team relays. It's really fun. But I recently reached out to them to actually put together something for their kids, because I would love to actually be more involved in their children. Like maybe have like a ninja day where I can create an obstacle course for them, or like come and actually like do more fundraisers for their children, because like I know what it feels like to be in that type of situation, where you feel alone and scared, and you feel like part of it's your fault, and so to be able to give back and do something in that direction, I just feel my heart so much. Like, it made me so happy. Sorry, I keep touching the mic. And then another one is called the Burrito Project. So the Burrito Project is a fundraiser and an organization that works with the homeless in LA and Orange County. And so once a month, the third Thursday of every month, we get together and we hand make about 1,000 burritos. Wow! And then take those water and clothing out to the homeless in LA, like down in Skid Row. So it's just a really nice way to give back. The Orange County one is kind of floundering because the homeless community keeps moving and shifting depending on what the city does to where they're living and stuff. So I'd like to actually create more of a home base for them. Like maybe if there's a way that like they can come to us, or like have it more in the Santa Ana area, because there's significantly more homeless people in the Santa Ana area than, let's say, like Newport or Irvine or something like that. So just partnering with them to actually make that happen a little bit more, and that's what I really have going on for the next.
I think like my biggest problem is that I can't focus on one thing at one time. I'm trying to do like 5 or 6 different things right now. And I'm going through. I'm taking classes again because I'm an alumni at my college, so I can take a class for free every semester for the rest of my life.
Nice.
So I'm gonna take advantage of it every single semester. But you gotta pay your loans first. You gotta pay off all your loans first for the school. So that's the only reason why I'm doing it. But I'm doing a reimagining of the mall that I work at, and I want to try to. Once I'm done with the whole project, I'm going to try to present it to the owner of the mall and see what they think of it, because I know it's going to be like a huge overtaking, a huge change for the whole mall, but I think it would really work. So that's one project. Another project is finishing the sequel to Zoo.
Nice.
I'm halfway done with the second book, so hopefully have that done by the end of the year. I need to update my portfolio because I have all the stuff in my portfolio is probably like 10 or 15 years old. And there's a trade show that's in Orlando every year in November. And it's the who's in the entertainment business and theme parks. It's called IAPA. Everyone is there. Everyone. The whole world is there. And so I want to have my portfolio ready when I go in November. So I'm working on pictures and images to finish for that. And then I also want to do this thing called Soul Reflectors. And I'm doing a picture for my friend. It's pretty much like a portrait, but it's an image board in a portrait. It's all the things that you want to see in your life. Like if you want to be an astronaut, you want to be a princess, you want to be an actor, I would paint that picture of you. And it would have different things that only appeal to you, like your zodiac sign, your favorite number, your job, or things that you want to be when you grow up, or when you hope to succeed sometime in your life. So this is a picture I would finish, and you put it on your mirror and look at it every day to motivate you to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
So that's
I like that. I like
So
that.
that's one thing I would
Crazy, you didn't do that first.
Yeah, so I mean I like to do that because I want something. I mean, the theme of the book is to be a better human, and doing that is constantly reassessing yourself and being a better person that you were than before. And so if I put that in a picture, you can constantly remind yourself, this is where you can be in the next year, the next 6 months, the next 2 years. But it's a motivating drive in your life to change who you are. Thank you.
I'm gonna cut for 1 second. Sweet. Where's my camera? I have another one. Yeah.
Shoot, stop.
Definitely.